Hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, we attended the autopsy of the Baron of Rothvogel, and we learned some very interesting clues. One, his cause of death. He was beaten once over the head, presumably with great force, by an instrument that they said it was around 4 inches long and 2 inches around. So I have gone and looked at a ruler, so I'm aware of what this thing we're looking for roughly looks like. We also learned that he may not have been killed in the chapter house. The blow he received, it would have killed him quickly, but not necessarily immediately. So he could have been attacked elsewhere. He stumbled into the chapter house, drew his blade to defend himself, and then promptly passed out and fell on his own knife. Sucks to be him. And lastly, we found that he had a note on his body. Lorenz had a note on him. It was very intriguing. One, it was written in purple ink. It was written by someone who is clearly very well educated. The script they used was stunning and so intricate. And it mentioned, remember the girl who died and the innocent with her. All very, very intriguing stuff. I am so excited to get properly into the investigative section of this game. Now, I've been thinking. In between episodes, I've been thinking. So we do have something of a suspect list in our journal. We have the stonemason, Lucky, the widow, Ottilia, the prior, Ferenc, and Mother Cecilia and the nuns. Now, I've got to be honest, I think we can strike Ottilia off our list. She is an old-ass woman. She is so old. Dear God, she is ancient. Even if she had a weapon, my thought is that could she bring it down with enough force to do that amount of damage in one blow? That's the thing of it. From the autopsy, we learned that Lorenz, he was only bashed over the head once. It wasn't multiple bashes, it was a single brutal blow. Could Ottilia do that? And I just think she is so old. She is so unspeakably old, even if she was completely irate. I'm talking, apoplectic with fury. I just don't think, even then, I don't think she'd have the strength to bring something down on Lorenz's skull. I just don't think she could have done it. Lucky, I've got to be honest, I think Lucky is at the top of my suspect list. He is a relatively young man. He is the stonemason, so he's strong. Andreas even called out, oh, maybe the weapon is a mallet. I would assume, Lucky being a stonemason, I would assume he works with mallets. So I think Lucky right now is at the top of my list. Prior Ferenc, under normal circumstances, I would say no. Ferenc, he's a monk. He's a monk and he works primarily with books. You don't have to be all that strong to do that job. But, again, if Ferenc was apoplectic with fury, with rage, would he have enough force? I think potentially yes. Ottilia, I think she's too old. But Ferenc, maybe. And as for Mother Cecilia and the nuns, I think it depends on which nun we're talking about. Because if we're saying, the suspect is the little blind nun, no, I don't think. She's so small. She is so small and she's blind. And that's not to say that blind people can't commit murder. I'm sure if she was really determined, if she was so determined, I'm gonna kill someone, I'm sure she could. But bashing someone over the head, you kind of need to be precise. You kind of need to see what you're doing to bash someone over the head. So if we're saying it's the little blind nun, no. If we're saying it's Mother Cecilia, or one of the younger nuns who's quite physically competent, maybe. So I've got maybes for the nuns and Ferenc, no for Ottilia, probable for Lucky. Lucky is the one I'm most interested in investigating. Now, we were told, okay, we need to go find someone to eat with. However, we have so many people to talk to. So here's what I'm going to be doing. So from what I understand, the game kind of functions in like, okay, you have an investigative segment, you do an investigation, then you go have dinner, and then you do another investigative bit. Because we're supposed to go have dinner with someone, I don't think the game will move forward until I eat. So that gives me the perfect opportunity to go around town and see who I can talk to. Now, I've already ran around town once. I don't necessarily want to bore you all. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start cutting through. I'm going to talk to all of these people. Any conversations I will have, I will show. But me just running around the maps, I think I'm going to start cutting that out. So, let's see. Does anyone have any gossip? God bless you, Master Mailer. Good. God bless you too, Gertrude. God bless you, Master Mailer, and you, Lisbeth. Oh, Master Mailer? Yes, it's me, sister. Do you think Brother Piero really murdered the Baron? No, of course not, do you? No. No, Marguerite, I remember Marguerite. She was really shook up by everything that had happened. She kept screaming. And she couldn't even see what was happening. She was just hearing, oh, there's been a murder. Ah, the Baron, he's covered in blood. Ah, like she was distraught by everything that was happening. I think we should, like, no, he didn't do it. It's someone else. You don't need to be worrying. We should maybe try and assuage her fears. No, of course not. Oh, then why did Father Abbot have him put in the cellar? I don't know the answer to that, Sister Marguerite. I'm sorry. Father Abbot is afraid of what will happen if we can't figure out who the killer really is. I think that's ultimately it. I think ultimately he's using Piero as a sacrificial lamb. We came upon him. He had the knife in his hands. He was over the body. Oh, just blame it on him. It's easy to blame it on him. Like, oh, here's your killer. I think that's ultimately what Gano is trying to do. Father Abbot is afraid of what will happen if we can't figure out who the real killer is. Do you think the devil could appear here at Cursow? Oh, dear God. Yes, I suppose. Why? No, I think people see the devil where they want to see him. Oh. I mean, this is bringing questions about, like, well, what is the devil? What is the devil? Is it some supernatural entity that lures people, good people, down bad paths? Or is the devil within each and every one of us? Are we all capable of being the devil at some point or another? Do you think the devil could appear here at Cursow? That isn't... One, that's a banging line. Two, that is an interesting line. And that facial expression, that's... I'm drawn to this because I want to know why she's asking this. Yes, I suppose. Why? I didn't see the devil, but I think I smelled his odour. Oh. Last night, I woke before matins, and I smelled something in our dormitory. It was strange. Moss and sulphur mixed with frankincense and roses. That is... Here's the thing. If this were a normal smell... She's blind. She is blind. She herself has said, like, oh, she can only see kind of vague shapes. She relies more on her sense of smell. She identified us because we smell like paint. If this were a normal smell, she wouldn't have noticed this. So someone entered the dormitory. Moss, sulfur, frankincense, and roses. These are the two that are interesting to me. So, moss and roses. I would assume to get to the nuns' dormitories, you would have to pass through that little garden bit. In which case, yeah, they've just come from outside. They smell like moss and roses. Sulfur and frankincense. So maybe frankincense because they had just come. Then again, if... I was thinking, you know, frankincense from murdering Lorenz in the chapter house, but if he wasn't killed in the I mean, I guess you would have to pass through. You'd have to go inside to get away from the, you know, scene of the crime. Sulfur. I'ma just note that down. I'ma just note that down in my brain. It was strange. Moss and sulfur mixed with frankincense and roses. It moved through the room. I wanted to scream, but I was too frightened. And then it was gone. I'm ashamed that I didn't cry out, but I didn't know what to do. I don't know that I would have done any better, sister. Did any of the other sisters smell it? Not likely. Again, her sense of smell is what she primarily relies on to identify people. She's going to have a much stronger sense of smell than the others. I don't know that I would have done any better, sister. That's small comfort, but thank you. Thank you, Sister Marguerite. God bless you, Master Mailer. Oh. No, but then she said this was last night. The Baron, unless I'm getting my timeline really mixed up, the Baron was killed today. He was killed a few hours ago. So who was walking around the nuns' dormitory at night? What the hell? God bless you. God bless you too, Sophie. God bless you, Master Mailer. And you, Matilda. Okay. Oh, we can pet the cat again. Do it. Do you know who did it, Mousefanger? You do, but you won't tell me. Oh. Oh, I'd call you an arsehole, but you're lovely and cute, so I won't. Oh, hello. Hello. Okay. Okay. Firstchen. Hello. Oh, look at his little tail go. Do you know who did it? No, you weren't here. You're just happy to be invited. Oh, so lovely. Bless. What's this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc? Oh, and it's in German. Baron Rothvogel, trotz Führer wiederholten Aufhut. I'm so sorry. The Inquisitor in Innsbruck. My ritual. Bitter. Yeah, no. I can only make out a few words. What's this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc? My god, Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual? Okay, so we know who the occultist is. It's one thing to read books on magic, but few are foolish enough to attempt to actually practice what's written in them. No wonder Ferenc was so unsettled when Lorenz arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. Bloody hell. It's one thing to read books on magic, but few are foolish enough to attempt to actually practice what's written in them. Some of the substances used in these rituals are dangerous, even lethal. And God forbid someone in the Inquisition finds out about it. Would you use sulfur? Could it have been Ferenz in the nuns' dormitory? But why? Ah, Master Mailer, would you care to have supper or share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. Oh, madam, I can't, I'm afraid I have other engagements. I understand. Some other time, perhaps. Oh, hello, we have something. Hey, Mailer, you seen my son? Okay, so this is Martin's dad, okay. I saw him running from the Abbey this morning, actually. Lie, not today. Something has happened to Martin. Oh, fuck Martin, I'm not gonna lie for him. I saw him running from the Abbey this morning, actually. Oh, jeez, okay. That fucking rat. That layabout was asleep when I went into the fields. He told his mother he was sick. He say anything to you? Like where he was going? He told me to eat shit, actually. Lie, not what I get. No, I'm not covering for you, Martin. I'm not doing it. He told me to eat shit, actually. I'm assuming that's God, yeah. God damn it. How many times have I told him? Ugh. Must be his mother's influence. He sure as shit didn't learn that behaviour from me. Are you so sure about that, sir? If you see him again, will you tell Cat? Who is Cat? Okay, looks like a nice lady. If you see him again, will you tell Cat? She's driving me crazy about it. I'll let Cat know if I run into him. What's got her worried? Yeah. What's got her worried? There ain't a thing in this world that doesn't worry my wife. Martin's no exception. Okay, so it's his mam. It's his mam, okay. The boy's always running off. Always comes home too. Doesn't stop her getting hysterical about it. I'll let Cat know if I run into him. He's her son. Stands to reason she'd be concerned if he disappeared. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Mothers and their sons. Mothers and their sons. Doesn't matter how much of a shithole he is. She's always gonna love him. She's always gonna see the best. She's gonna look at him and see the little boy, you know, who took his first steps. Mama, you know, she's gonna look at him and see that and not what a prick he is. He's her son. Stands to reason she'd be concerned if he disappeared. Yeah, well, I didn't ask you, did I? Talk to Cat or don't. It doesn't matter to me. Until later, Mailer. Until then. Okay. Okay, I think I'm starting to see where Martin gets his attitude from. I think I'm finally starting to see. Okay. Oh. This must be Ranig's cane. It's strong, sturdy, and here the head is broken off. The break looks recent. Could Ottilia have used this cane to kill Lorenz? Ottilia, your husband's cane is broken. Do you remember how that happened? How should I know? Everything here is broken and falling apart. The head broke off at some point. I don't remember how. All right. Right. Remain silent. Oh. Okay, so we have points for Ottilia being the killer. We found a cane, a wooden cane. with the head broken off. At least it looked like wood to me. I mean, I think I was saying this before. I personally, I think we're looking for metal or stone. We're looking for something strong and sturdy or very well taken care for wood. I think if one, I just don't think Ottilia has the strength for it. I think this is a red herring. If Ottilia, if she had the strength to smack him so hard that the cane broke, surely we would have found bits of, you know, we would have found like wood chips or something, you know, we would have found something in his hat. I think we're looking for metal or stone. I don't think this is... I'm inclined to believe this. Right. Pah! Okay. Okay, I mean, do we... I'm like, do we have... Yeah, that's wood. That's wood right there, and you can see it's come away in chips. I feel if someone had bashed the Baron over the head with this, we would have found some wood in his hair. I feel like we would have found trace evidence of this, but we didn't. I feel like this is a red herring. I just don't think she could have done it. She's so old. So old. Hello, Clara. Can you spare a moment to chat? Of course, Andreas. How can I help? Oh, I was wondering if I could help with your tax troubles. You said you were behind on taxes to the Abbey. Exactly how much are you short? Oh my, please let me help. I just want to help these people. I just want to help these people. You said you were behind on taxes to the Abbey. Exactly how much are you short? Oh, well, about 2 guldens worth. If you can't pay your rent early, that's all right. I'm sure we can find some way to pay the abbot. I'm happy to contribute whatever I can. I know times are hard for you right now. No, I'll have my payment for you. I was merely curious. My apologies. My apologies. I'm so distressed by their predicament. My throat has just decided, yeah, no, I'm out. I mean... I don't know if we'll have the payment for her. Because we got rejected. I'm happy to contribute whatever I can. I know times are hard for you right now. You have a good heart, Andreas, but I'm afraid I can't accept. Peter's too proud of a man to ask for charity while there's still ground to till. No, let me give you money out of my own pocket, please. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked you about rent in the first place. You're young and have your own life ahead. No, I'm living in your house. I'm happy to pay early, Clara. You've been good host to me. I can do without more... Oh, I was like, what does this mean? No, okay, I get it. And I can do without more than your family if you're sure... No, I like these people. I'm happy to pay early, Clara. You've been good host to me, and I can do without more than your family. God bless you, Andreas. Don't mention this to Peter, all right? You would hate to know I told you about our troubles. He won't know a thing. All right. He won't know a thing. Thank you, Andreas. Until later, Clara. I'd hope we can do something. I couldn't secure the money from the Abbey, but, like, I just want to do something to help these people. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Eva. Andreas, got supper plans? No, I'm exploring the town and finding gossip. Perhaps another time, Peter. Suit yourself. How are you doing? Andrew! Hello. Hey, Andreas. You say hello to the girls today. Eva and Clara? No, I mean the chickens. Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles? Why not? Isn't that blasphemy? Why not give the chickens pretty names? You couldn't think of anything more feminine? Maybe the names of pretty girls you know? All the pretty girls I know are married, though. Naming a chicken after another man's wife doesn't seem right. Good for Big George. Good for Big George, I like him. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witnessed Jesus' greatest moments of glory and his darkest trials. And I were thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. That makes perfect sense to me, Big George. You have much in common with Christ. Word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. Yeah, don't go telling the priests about this. You'll get excommunicated. Word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them the girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Alright, goodbye, Big George. Okie doke, and I am back. So I have searched the entire map, found any gossip I could. You should have seen all of it. We found the broken cane in Ottilia's house, but I just don't think she was strong enough. And the weapon that she theoretically could have used, the wooden cane, I think that would have chipped off in the Baron's hair. I think Ottilia is a red herring. Now, I've decided I want to have lunch with Lucky. He's kind of the guy that I've got my eye on. I want to get to know this man as much as possible. Andreas? Make it quick. I was wondering if I might break bread with you and Agnes. We've never shared a meal. I don't see why not. Agnes would be glad to have you. Is now good? That would be great. Not quite this moment, but perhaps another time. Oh, yeah, I've searched everywhere. I've gone everywhere I could. If there is any gossip out there that I missed, then I don't know where it's hiding. That would be great. Let's not keep her waiting then. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. And we pray you keep safe the souls of the two innocents. Considering we found a note on the Baron saying like, oh, remember the girl and the innocent who died with her, I'm like, that repetition of innocent, and we pray you keep safe the souls of the two innocents who rest at your side. They are dearly missed. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 Oh, what is that? What? I like a bit of fish. I love a bit of fish. You're looking tired, Agnes. Did Elsa keep you up late? Who is a lovely looking lady? Okay. You're looking tired, Agnes. Did Elsa keep you up late? I don't mind it. She needs the support, and I'm happy to give it. Someone has to look after the women of this town, and Werner hardly cares to... Oh, I remember him. He's the doctor. Is Elsa the miller's wife? You don't care for the doctor? I mean, I'm going to assume that she is, because it would be a bit weird, like, oh, is Elsa the miller's wife? Oh, no, she's the wife of this other person. Like, that would be strange writing. I mean, she's the town midwife. She's in the medical profession herself. You'd assume they'd work quite closely together. You don't care for the doctor? He's terrible. Haven't you met him? A stuck-up ass who thinks he knows everything just because he went to a fancy university. She'll have been trained on the job. I would imagine maybe her mother was the town's midwife before her, or maybe she got apprenticed to the old midwife, but she has on-the-job training. And he went to university, therefore he thinks he's better. A stuck-up ass who thinks he knows everything just because he went to a fancy university. You would be a better town doctor than he is. At least you care about the townspeople and listen when I talk. Puh. Elsa deserves better than his clammy attentions. The women of Tassing are lucky to have you as their midwife, Agnes. Is Elsa the miller's wife? The women of Tassing are lucky to have you as their midwife, Agnes. God bless you for saying so, Andreas. I tried to do right by the women here, as I hope they would do right by me. It's the Christian thing to do. Even if the woman in question is Elsa I'm assuming that's... I would pronounce that Müllerin, but... Miller. So she is the miller's wife. Even if the woman in question is Elsa Müllerin. Is Elsa the miller's wife? Married to... Lenhart. Okay, so it was a misspelling. Okay, Lenhart. What does he look like? Oh my god, he looks a bit like, Howl's Moving Castle. Howl. Maybe a little bit, maybe I'm seeing things. It could be like the hairstyle and the colours of his clothes, but that's what he reminds me of. Howl's Moving Castle. Married to Lenhart Müller, yes. I'm surprised you haven't met her yet. Did something happen to her? Oh, damn. She lost a child a few weeks back. She was overjoyed when she finally quickened, but her bleeding returned soon after. Oh, so she... Okay, so I don't know ye old-time lingo, however, I would assume this is like, okay, her period stopped. She was showing signs of pregnancy, and then, so she had an early-term miscarriage, would you call it that? She had her period again, and, you know, oh dear. She was overjoyed when she finally quickened, but her bleeding returned soon after. It has been difficult for her, but she has been through it before. She will make it through again. Okay, what do we have? Oh, Swabian ravioli. I love a bit of trout and some farmer's bread. Game, you are spoiling me. You're making me hungry. I think... I love fish. I love bread. Not a big fan of pasta, so we'll have that first. She is strong in her love of Christ and in love of her husband. She does dote on him, though Lenhart hardly deserves it. Why's that? The miller is not a kind man. Not to the peasants and not to his wife. Spreading rumours is not Christian behaviour, Agnes. It's hardly a secret. The man has power in this town, and he makes certain we all know it. Take it as a caution, Andreas. Don't get on the miller's bad side. Oh. His unkindness is doubtless what's caused her bleeding. Okay, so Andreas is hypothesizing that potentially the stress of having an unkind husband caused her to miscarry down. Or what? Tassing's miller has no power over me. You're living in Tassing. It might only be temporary, but he could temporarily make your life hell. Noted. Yeah, if Agnes is saying A, he could make things difficult for you. Agnes seems wise. I trust Agnes's judgment. Like, I trust her. This, I mean... This is such an accusation. This is... Oh, he caused his own wife to miscarry their child. Potentially multiple times if this keeps happening. Like, bloody hell, that's such an accusation. I want to go with this because this is a special option, but I'm also like, hot damn. That's slander. It's slander on a man I've never even met. I feel guilty. I mean, if we say this and she says, oh, no, that's not true, then there's our answer. Like that, I'm gonna think of this as like we're asking for Agnes's medical opinion on this. His unkindness is doubtless what's caused her bleeding. Elsa's imagination must be protected against troubling experiences. A mother's spiritual well-being is just as important as physical health. So she's actually agreeing. She's agreeing the husband is causing this. Damn. I have tried to tell Lendhart the same, but I am just a village midwife. I'm afraid my opinion is not worth much to a man like him. I'm sorry, you're the person looking after his pregnant wife. You're the person responsible for delivering his unborn child. I'm sorry, this seems stupid to me. Not what Agnes is saying, but this guy, you're just a village midwife. You don't have a university degree. Then why are you letting her deliver your kid? Why are you letting her look after your wife? Pay for a university educated midwife. Then again, would they have actual midwifery in this time period? I'm not entirely sure, but like, send for a doctor. Pay out of your own pocket for a doctor from the city if you think that this woman's opinion is worth nothing. Why would you dismiss her if you're leaving your wife in her care? That is... Lenhart's an idiot. Lenhart's stupid. I have tried to tell Lendhart the same, but I'm just a village midwife. I'm afraid my opinion is not worth much to a man like him. Don't trouble yourself, Andreas. She has her son, Paul, for comfort. He is a sweet boy, and he adores his mother. Okay, who's Paul? Okay, a little lad. Oh, he's a baby. He's a little thing. He's a tyke. He can't be responsible for his mam's well-being. He's a child. Oh, God. Don't trouble yourself, Andreas. She has her son, Paul, for comfort. He is a sweet boy, and he adores his mother. If he is all the Lord grants her, she will still be blessed. The best thing we can do for Elsa is care for her as neighbours, like Christ tells us to. She isn't the only one in Tassing who struggles in her marriage. Tell me more. Even my Brigitte has her troubles. Okay, again, lovely looking lady. She's got a nice hat. Brigitte... Oh, God. Martin is your son-in-law. Oh, I'm... Now I want to scrub Lucky from my list of suspects. If Martin is their son-in-law... Oh, God, their daughter is married to Martin. I'm sorry. It'll sound stupid, but saying, oh, he's their son-in-law... It's not as bad as saying, oh, he's married to their daughter. Oh, God, she suffers. She suffers, the poor girl. Their daughter is suffering, therefore they are suffering. They have suffered so much already. Just having Martin as a son-in-law. I'm like, I no longer want to suspect Lucky. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Here's the thing, if she's their only daughter... Because Lucky himself, he prayed. He said in their, grace, when he was saying grace, like, oh, Lord, protect the two innocents. If she's their only daughter, then who... Sisters, maybe? Not like, I'm talking like maybe Lucky had sisters. Brigitte Bowrin, she is your only daughter? Living. Okay. Okay, so potentially they had another daughter. I'm thinking, So the note the Baron had, remember the girl and the innocent who died with her. I would assume by innocent, because in this context, innocent tends to mean either a baby or a very small child. Someone who has not yet had the opportunity to sin, because they've only been alive for like a very short amount of time. So, okay, here's what we know. We know that the Baron had an eye for the ladies. Okay? Here's what I'm thinking. He goes after their daughter, gets her pregnant. My thought is, Lucky called out two innocents. Would he view his daughter's love child with the Baron as an innocent? And that's assuming it was a love child, and we aren't going for something much, much darker here. I see a couple of possibilities. One, he's talking about like, oh, you know, my daughter and her baby. Or potentially it's like my daughter and another child of mine that maybe tried to defend her honor. If the Baron did something dark to her kid, I can't see him like, oh, that was something that was inflicted. Oh, there goes my timer. There goes my timer. I'm getting into this. I'm sorry. But if the Baron did something abhorrent to his child and she became pregnant, I can't see him taking a favourable view of that. Then again, he might. I mean, it's not the child's fault. It's not the baby's fault that they're the product of rape. And Lucky does seem to be a good Christian. I think those are my current two theories. Maybe he had another daughter. The fact our only living child. They have a dead kid. They have a dead kid. So potentially a daughter who had a child with the Baron and they both died. Or a daughter and maybe a son or daughter, probably a son, who then was like, oi, Baron, you did something nasty to my sister. I'ma fight you for her honour. I'm dead. I would assume the Baron would probably be pretty decent in a fight. He's a noble. He probably has some training in swordsmanship. God, that'd be a bugger. To have two kids who had been wrapped up in this Baron guy, that'd be heartbreaking. Two possibilities. Two possibilities. We've got to narrow it down. Our only living child, yes. God rest their souls. Multiple. This has to mean multiple. Okay. We should never have a... Wait, Because now he's talking about... Now he's talking about Brigitte. Because that... God rest their souls. You wouldn't say God rest their soul to someone who's alive. You wouldn't say that to someone who's alive. Not God rest. God bless, yes, not God rest. I can't tell. We should never have agreed to their marriage. She deserves better than Martin Bowett, she does. She loves him, Lucky, and she had to marry sometime. What could we do? Found a man who isn't such a useless shit. At least we got Wolf out of it. I'll make sure he grows up solid. He'll become a great stonemason. What? Oh! That's a little bean! Oh, and he looks so concerned! Even the child knows, oh, Martin's my dad. This is terrible. I'm not in for a good time here. I'm sorry, Wolf. I'm sorry. At least we got Wolf out of it. I'll make sure he grows up solid. He'll become a great stonemason. Just like his grandpa. Ooh, and let's have some trout. Now, why don't you tell Andreas about your work at the Abbey? You said you found something strange in the building. Strange how? Ah, that. I was repairing a cracked wall down in the crypt. The Abbey used to be a Roman fort, right? So it's no spring hen. I bumped into a relief of the Virgin and a door slid open. Was the damnedest thing. Oh! I discovered the same thing. A fascinating architectural detail, to be sure. Huh, imagine that. Where did it lead? I'll lie to the nuns about knowing this. I don't see any point in lying to Lucky. I discovered the same thing. A fascinating architectural detail, to be sure. That old abbey's full of secrets. Make no mistake. Anyway, stuck my head up through the trapdoor and one of the nuns screamed. You didn't tell me that part. I felt bad for scaring them. You must have frightened Sister Illuminata half to death. Huh, I doubt Sister Denna minded. She's not exactly afraid of men. I'm sure they're fine. Who doesn't enjoy a thrill from a strange man now and then? Oh! Oh, no, that's too rapey for my blood. No, thank you. That's not a strange man. You know, a thrill from, you know, a known man? Sure. Strange man? No, thank you. You must have frightened Sister Illuminata half to death. I probably should have knocked first. Never know what you'll find behind a closed door. Speaking of... I'm assuming that's work. There we go. Speaking of work, I should get back to it. Still lots to fix after that storm. It was lovely having you, Andreas. Take care, Agnes, Lucky. Thank you for your hospitality. See you around the Abbey, I expect. Ooh, 17 hours remaining. I should get some sleep. Okay. Okie doke. Righty then. I'm all out of time for this episode. In the next one, you know what I could do? I could have another run around town. I could have another run around town looking for gossip. Yeah, go on. In the next one, I'll try and find more gossip, and then we'll head to bed. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.